sound like the devil's advocate, but I saw this coming, not particularly for Senator Osotsi, but for parliamentarians. Because for a very long time, unfortunately, this regime has watered down that institution called parliament. It has been an institution that has been respected, that has had all sorts of expectation by the people of Kenya, but by the fact that it has been captured and operations there just run like a kiosk, I want to say that, in fact, I am on record standing and saying to my fellow senators that if this thing that is happening to me, of course, my illegal removal, which is still, I won in the court, and I said, if this thing is happening to me, it will happen to you. I said it. And I didn't mean that if this particular nature of this thing, but what I meant is that this injustice that you are silently allowing for one of your colleagues to happen, eventually another nature of injustice will happen to you. And as you can see, people are quiet. The Speaker of the Senate hasn't spoken about it, you know? I mean, it's been more than 24 hours. The Speaker of the Senate has not spoken about what has happened to one of his members of the House. To me, if you ask me now, that is actually a reason for the Speaker to be impeached from his seat. And the other angle of it is that by the time you're seeing people so emboldened and outright, they know there's CCTV there. They're very emboldened to walk in as a group and do whatever they're doing. It is because for a long time, this same regime has worked with goons. Side by side, you have seen the police protecting goons in different political factions. It is the same goons who are now getting emboldened to do their own things by themselves. And by the time you stay silent and allow for that, let me tell you, with all the policemen that we have, with all the military that we have, the moment, and I think Kenyans remember when we had the Mungiki issue, the moment the state allows goons and goonish behavior to come in and be a sort of entity, an annex of the police department, they have no longer any control. I can promise you, these people that you see on the screen, I'm 100% sure are the same people that we saw being protected by police in various incidences, security incidences of this country. Yeah. So we are going in the wrong direction. For me, my call is to PS Omolo. He's the accounting officer, and he is hands-on. This is your fault. Okay. Yeah.
And the DCI, of course, has come out and issued a statements condemning the attack and declaring that investigations are underway. But when Association, this is a member of parliament, the same parliament that you served as a member of the National Assembly. Watching a sitting member of parliament being attacked in broad daylight like that, what does it make you feel?
It's wrong. It's not right. That is criminal assault for whatever reasons that he was being attacked. And since there is CCTV footage and we have a sophisticated security infrastructure, it should get to the bottom and bring the criminals to book. That one is, and it is also fundamentally wrong to try and link every incident to look like it is political attack from some political corner. That is not right. I think it is good we become empirical. Let the investigative agencies get to the bottom and get to the facts, because we saw the senator was in a social place, it's a hotel, seated with a lady, and so you don't know the motives and the circumstances around. We need to get the circumstances and facts, and that is, whatever the circumstances, it is not reason for any citizen to assault another citizen, regardless of whether Osotsi is a senator or not. It's not right to promote criminal brutality against citizens.
Yet issues of
so this is a matter
that
must be dealt with.
Yet goons used in political contests and rivalries has become normalized in Kenya. Chances are that this probably is a result.
No, I'm saying rivalry. In the context of the rule of law, any form of assault, whether by goons, quote unquote, the militias, is against the law. It's not right. And members of parliament, they have security. It is good you optimize. There was a reason why members of parliament or assigned security, because they will face threats and attacks from any direction. It's also good you work full time with your security wherever you go. You can't shed off. And this, for me, is an advisory. When you have security, utilize it to the optimum. Okay. And the question is, the security officer assigned to Honorable Osotsi, where was he? He must also record a statement. Okay. Because every elected leader has got security cover. Mm-hmm. And so this is a matter that, to me, it must be condemned. It's criminal in nature, and we cannot try to disrupt it by making it look political. That will be wrong.
But what about Kenyans who don't have security?
Let us be empirical. I'm talking about, we are talking about Honorable Osotsi.
Yeah. This one, but we don't have time.
Yeah. What about Kenyans who don't have security?
Your concern is noted.
Yeah?
Yes, Wakili.
I want to take this opportunity to wish Honorable Osotsi quick recovery. What we have seen on TV and in social media is unacceptable. I believe that with the level of documentation of this on CCTV, as the DCI promised yesterday, that they are going to investigate this and apprehend these people and take them to court, so that a message is sent out very clearly that violence for any reason and to any person is unacceptable in the Republic of Kenya and will be punished. Okay? What then I want to ask is that it is important that we allow the institutions to work and to investigate. Then we hold them to account as they bring these people to book. I believe that our DCI, looking at the investigations in the last several months, are able to do this. There was an incident in, I think that was Kisii, where such we saw on TV another such incident, and that was traced to a member of parliament. And that member of parliament was finally charged in court, despite the fact that the certain opposition members tried to politicize it, the way they are trying to politicize this one. There was an incident, I know, in which civil society activists were attacked in a funeral in Siaya County, a funeral of a journalist, about 2 or 3 years ago. And finally, those people were traced and arrested and taken to court. One of them was actually found to be the bodyguard of Honorable Orengo. And so what I'm saying is, let the institutions work and apprehend these people and take them to court. I would discourage my sister from throwing names, okay? PS Raymond Omolo is a PS for internal security and was in Nairobi undertaking his responsibilities. It is quite unfortunate that if something happened in Kisumu, then politicians would very fast run.
He's the PS for interior for the whole country.
That is blame Kenya. Him for that. Let's allow the institutions to do their work.
But
it is 14 months.
Raymond Omolo is the PS for interior of the whole country.
Does this bring to, does this raise the level of concern around the security of politicians or those aspirants across the country?
Exactly. I think we need to be institutional in reviewing. It raises a lot of issues. One, that a group could move into a public restaurant with CCTVs and attack, a senator. Okay, the questions that then arise was, were there guards in that building? Two, where was the bodyguard? Mm-hmm. Is it time that we trained again the bodyguards that we give the role to take care of VIPs, just as we retrain again policemen in handling security across the country for everybody, including the common man in the streets.
Yes, Senator, 30 seconds.
First of all, I think it's very unfair to say that we should not throw away. When you're given a position, PS Raymond Omolo is the Interior Permanent Secretary for the whole country, and that Britain is in Kenya, it's not Somalia. So he is the accounting officer, and he knows why I am mentioning it. Who else should we mention? Mm-hmm. Do you want us to say Ruto should go and figure that everything out.
Okay.
So that's one thing. The second thing, I like how you talk about institutions and how they should be accountable and everything. I was in SEK with Tima when we were attacked in a church by goons who were protected by police officers. Yesterday, again, the president was reminded that it has taken way too long. Can you bring these people to account? Their faces are there. Can they be charged, brought to, So let us not cherry pick on what we are talking about. And one thing I must say as I conclude is that it is very unfortunate, and I've had Sosion bring up the issue of he was sitting with the lady. So if he was sitting with a man, then it would be political. Because if he was sitting with a lady, let's now try and scandalize the incident.
No, don't sexualize.
So,
don't sexualize.
Scandalize. You're the one who said it. You said that he was sitting with a lady. No. Yeah, it's my final comments. It's my final comments. So let us not scandalize situations and try to bring in gender-sensitive matters just to scandalize also the ladies.
Okay.
Finally, the president is going to Kisii. I want to say this to the president. Just as we have seen you going to the mountain yesterday for the funeral, they reminded you of the 4 or 6 roads that you have not completed, the promises. As you're going to Kisii, we have an account of all the promises and all the projects you have been relaunching. And we are saying, don't come to Kisii to do for us what you did yesterday in Mount Kenya by promising more promises when you have done nothing.
Finally,
do not relaunch the cancer center. Do not relaunch the bridges, the markets. Do not relaunch. We are keeping you.
Final comment, very, very briefly.
I think I need to correct the notion
don't scandalize women.
Of the senator here and scandalizing the crime.
It is you who did that.
Senator.
Yeah, it's common knowledge that Honorable Osotsi was having tea with the lady.
Why did you have to highlight that?
It's not a question of highlighting.
So why should you not say what?
Why should you not say what you are saying? I don't think it is right.
Don't scandalize it.
If I sit with you as a lady over coffee,
don't scandalize.
Is there anything that is not scandalizing?
You are scandalizing.
I have said, regardless of the sitting where he was having in Kisumu, that crime is not permissible. Mark my word.
Right.
And that attack must be criminalized by all means. I don't think it is right. It's you who is architecturally and mentally sexualizing the whole issue. Let's not politicize. Let the institutions do their work and bring criminals to book.
Thank you so much, Mwalimu Wilson Sosion, Wakili Joshua Nyamori, and Senator Gloria Roba, our panelists this morning on State of the Nation. As we took a look at the papers today, all papers, most of them talking about Nipe Nikupe, Face Off, the Daily Nation, and Battleground on the Standard. Just some feedback as we wrap up this session. None of the panelists are from the mountain, so let me help them. I don't know who the kingpin is, but what's for sure is that the mountain will not vote for Ruto and his UDA in 2027, period. That's the only thing that matters. This is Njeri Kimohu. Okay. Thank you for your comment. Alex Mayore says, I agree with Honorable Roba. Some functions demanded that the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, behaves presidential. I think we've gone through this.
Through that
Majority of Kenyans are done with Ruto. It's just a matter of 15 months. That's Irongo. Young Ispilo, majority of Kenyans from all corners, all walks of life, even the Luo nation, where presumably Ruto wants to hang, have decided, especially the youth Gen Z organic multitude movement, will send him home. And Charles Amanga says Kenyans elected a government to serve all. Why broad-based? An arrangement of 2 parties. Where are the rest of Kenyans? A question there. And on that note, we wrap up this edition of Morning Cafe. State of the Nation Morning Cafe still continues. We'll be discussing matters of wills and succession, which has been a big debate. After the break, Arno Dida will be in charge of that. My name is Freddie Ndimuli. Good morning.